most people would say, you call that working day, lad, 3 hours? I get on my bike around 5:45 a.m. and get into work at about 6:10 a.m. moist with sweat and endeavour, and then flick through some newspapers, write down a few poor jokes, get on air, knock it out of the park for 3 hours or not, depending on how the show goes, you know. And then there is this period afterwards. We have a sort of we have meetings, high-powered meetings and chats, and then I sort of disappear into a cafe with Wi-Fi for a couple of hours and write some stuff. And then, you know, I do other bits and bobs as well. Sometimes I might do a voiceover. Reading Bedding, the place to be heading is Reading Bedding, just off the A4, that kind of thing. Whatever they'll pay me for. Not very often. Yeah. FARAH was a big part of my life. When I was about 11, 12, I was a townie. You know what a townie is? Up north, it's a kind of, almost like I think what a mod would have been 30 or 40 years before, you know. And we were all quite into our clothes and things. And so it was always Lyland Scott jumpers, possibly FARAH hot sack trousers with pleats, you know, sort of black Oxford tie shoes or something like that. Earrings, some people had, not me. Lots of bling, lots of really cheap Ratner's bling. You know, the FARAHs are the best bit, obviously. Matt Everitt. I'd like to dish the dirt, but we are sort of like Morecambe and Wise, really. We have a deep-seated love for each other. It gets a bit Brokeback Mountain at times. He is phenomenally vain. Phenomenally vain. If he was coming here to do this, he would have had a haircut, he would have had a steam and a sauna and a facial, and, you know, he's unbelievable. And the menswear comeback, we're in a menswear shop, so we should talk about it. We hope it never happens, obviously. Like Armageddon or something like that, or it's like, but then again, it's probably like death is unfortunate but absolutely inexorable when one of them needs a new kitchen or something. Stand-up's easier probably because you do it, you know, for 30 minutes. I do it for 30 minutes once a month or something like that, whereas with my day job, it's relentless. And I've been doing a breakfast show for nearly 7 years now, and that's 3 hours a day, you know. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. When you've got to you're trying to come up with stuff. It's not. Sometimes it's just like wringing out a dry rag, you know. Other times it's brilliant. You just can't stop coming up with great ideas and things between you. But other times I think it's harder for the listeners. I really feel sorry for them. It'd be a good idea to get into any station that you can, not by nefarious means or, you know, by smashing the back door in. I mean, I'm talking about in an official capacity. And get involved, you know, in some way. Get into if they've got an internship, get into it, and just make yourself invaluable. Just work your backside off and never complain and do all the menial jobs, and eventually you'll probably end up rising through the ranks and becoming invaluable, and then you'll be king of the world with a Sony award. I'm not inviting Bobby Gillespie, because he walked out on me once. We've since kissed and made up, so that's fine. If you're listening, Bobby, fine. We're all right now. That's a very good question. I'd have an astronaut on, definitely. We had Commander Chris Hadfield from the International Space Station, and every word was like a proclamation from God. It's just like, oh my God, carry on talking, you're inspirational. So it would have to be somebody like that. And then, who's left? I think Bobby Dylan. I've not done him. I've done Macca, whatever. You know, Jimmy Page, so what? Stop ringing me. But somebody like Dylan, I think, somebody with that kind of, that level of gravitas that you just can't believe you're in the same room as. I've got a tax bill to pay, and I've not got any money. So primarily it will be panhandling for cash for the first part of it. You know, just trying to get any cash in hand work I can, bar jobs, that kind of stuff. If anybody's got anything that they need doing, you know, you've got a couple of £100 you can slip my way, I'd be happy with that. I'm hoping to get a bit more of my live stuff together, and later on in the year we'll be going to Edinburgh again with the radio show and also doing a live show, I think. So that'll be exciting. And then just hopefully some sleep.